Within the first 20 seconds, all eyes were fixed on one person, Soo Kai. Not just because of his fame, but because something felt wrong. His expression was tense, his pace was almost a jog, and his grip on his phone seemed to be his only means of support in an uncontrollable situation. That day, the airport had transformed into an unplanned drama. Soo Kai walked through the terminal looking anything but his usual demeanor. There was no friendly smile, no casual gestures often captured on camera. There was only palpable tension, as if every second was precious and couldn't be wasted. People who had initially been focused on catching their own flights began to slow down. Some stopped. Some even surreptitiously held up their phones, recording the moment that felt too dramatic to be ordinary. There was something about the way Soo Kai moved, hurried, anxious, almost like someone pressed for time. What made the situation even more mysterious was his facial expression. Cool, focused, yet tense. It was as if his mind was racing with 1,000 possibilities. Every step he took seemed like a crucial decision, not just a simple walk toward the departure gate. In the circulating footage, it's clear he's constantly staring at his phone screen. His fingers move rapidly, typing or perhaps reading a message that can't be postponed. This isn't just a normal communication, it's an emergency mode. Soon, rumors began to emerge. Was it related to his latest project? Was there a major problem on set? Or perhaps something far more personal, something he never wanted to share with the public? But before the speculation could subside, a second surprise emerged. At almost the same time, Songyun's name was also drawn into the spotlight. She was also seen at the airport, with the same destination, Bangkok. The presence of these two big names so close together immediately sparked one theory after another. Coincidence? It seemed too perfect to be a coincidence, especially in the entertainment world, where every movement can have a hidden meaning. Songyun, in contrast to Soo Kai, appeared calmer. But that's precisely where the oddity lay. While one party seemed to be in crisis, the other displayed a suspicious calm, as if they already knew something the public didn't. Some observers began to connect the seemingly separates. Bangkok isn't just a tourist destination. It's often the site of major productions, important meetings, or even negotiations for secret, unannounced projects. If this was a normal trip, why the rush? Why was Soo Kai's expression so tense? And why did Songyun appear at almost the same time? Footage after footage continued to emerge on social media. Each camera angle offered a new perspective, but also raised more questions and answers. Netizens began slowing down the videos, zooming in on details, trying to read the seemingly coded body language. Some even speculated that this wasn't just about work. Some suggested there might be internal conflict within a major project. Still others whispered about the possibility of a sudden change, forcing them to act immediately. But one thing was certain, this was no ordinary situation. The aura radiating from Soo Kai at that moment couldn't be faked. It was the expression of someone under genuine pressure. And the more people realized this, the more curiosity grew. What was really going on behind the scenes? What could make a famous actor lose his cool in public? On the other hand, Songyun's presence added a deeper layer of mystery. Is he part of the solution? Or is he part of the problem? Or perhaps both of them are involved in something far bigger than the public can imagine? The airport, usually just a transit point, that day turned into the starting point of an untold story. Every step, every expression, every recorded second became an incomplete puzzle piece. And when the plane to Bangkok finally took off, those questions flew with them, leaving the public with a lingering curiosity, waiting for answers that might not come anytime soon. Because in the world of entertainment, not everything is as it seems. And sometimes, the briefest moments in the most ordinary places hold the greatest stories yet to be told. But the story didn't stop on the runway. In fact, ever since the plane disappeared into the clouds, speculation has been running wild and uncontrolled. Many have begun connecting this incident to previous patterns, sudden schedule changes, abruptly postponed projects, and old rumors resurfacing as if they've found new relevance. Some astute fans have even begun digging into Soo Kai's recent activities before his departure. They've discovered small details that previously seemed insignificant. A deleted post, a vague comment from a coworker, or a suddenly empty schedule without explanation. All of these now feel like clues intentionally left behind. Meanwhile, the entertainment media has begun to get involved. Sensational headlines have emerged, trying to frame the incident into a more dramatic narrative. But behind it all, no one really has a definitive answer. They're all just assumptions pieced together to make a plausible story. Interestingly, some anonymous sources have begun claiming that this trip to Bangkok was long planned. But if that's true, why is Soo Kai's panicked expression so obvious? Why does he seem like someone forced to face something he hadn't anticipated? On the other hand, Tan's Songyun remains an enigma that remains elusive. There's no noticeable change in her demeanor, no sign of panic. She moves at a steady pace, as if prepared for whatever awaits in Bangkok. This contrast only deepens the mystery. Some theories have even begun to explore the possibility of a large-scale secret project being deliberately hidden from the public. A project perhaps too important or too sensitive to announce prematurely. If so, then Soo Kai's behavior could be a reaction to the immense pressure that accompanies it. In Bangkok, the atmosphere they encounter is likely far different from the hustle and bustle of the airport, captured on public record. Behind closed doors, in rooms untouched by cameras, major decisions may be being made. Serious conversations, suppressed voices, and meaningful glances could be part of a reality fans never see. Time passes, but there's no official statement, no clarification, and no real clues to the truth. This silence only grows louder. The public is beginning to realize that the longer they wait, the deeper their curiosity grows, transforming from mere curiosity to a need to understand. Some fans are starting to feel anxious, not just because of the unsolved mystery, but also because of the changes that might come after this. The entertainment world is known for its surprises, and sometimes one small moment can be a turning point that changes everything: a career, a relationship, even a person's public image. And perhaps, at some point we don't yet know, this story will find its way to the light of day. Whether through an official statement, an on-camera appearance, or even a suddenly announced new project. But until then, all that remains is one thing: a big question mark lingering in the minds of everyone who witnessed the beginning of this story. But others are looking at this from a more personal perspective. What if it wasn't about work? What if there was something deeper, more emotional, compelling her to move so quickly? Something that couldn't be delayed, couldn't be ignored, and couldn't be shared with the public. As time passes, it becomes increasingly clear that this incident has become a phenomenon in its own right. It's not just about two celebrities traveling, but about how the public tries to decipher the story from the small pieces seen on the surface. And amidst it all, one thing remains unsettled: the real truth still hidden behind the scenes. Is this the beginning of something big, or a sign of something that's about to collapse? The answer may already be in Bangkok, waiting to be revealed at the right time.